Okay, guys, welcome back. Can you hear me? My check, my check. So, this will be the last day to practice IELTS. Tomorrow, I will spend my all day just to, just to relax, cause I started to get, overwhelmed recently. Yeah, so I need to rest before I take the real test. So, yeah, so excited about it. Let's get started. So, let's talk about bags. Do you usually carry a bag? I would say that I always bring my bag with me because it is the good it is the best way for me to to contain my stuff such as my laptops, my personal skincare stuff, and so on. So to me, bag is like a part of my life. That is why I always carry it with me. So do you change your bags often? Um, to be honest, I would say that I rarely change it. Yeah, so I still remember the last time I changed my bag was like I don't remember for like 10 years ago. Yeah, so currently I am still using that bags because to me, changing bags is I do not care about the new design of the bag. I only care about the capacity of the bags. That is the reason why I would say that I hardly change my bags. So what kind of bags would you use when traveling? Hmm. Um, I would say that I would say that the kind of bags that has the large capacity would be my option when it comes to traveling. So the main reason is because when we travel, we have to carry a lot of stuff, such as our clothes, our money, or even our camera and laptop. So a bag with a small capacity bags wouldn't be able to carry all of the stuff, which is why that the larger one would be more suitable. Yeah, and in fact, I am currently have one bags for traveling, just for traveling, and I would say that I I love that bags. So, is a bag an ideal gift? Let me see. To me, I would say that it is. Indeed, it is a wonderful gift for someone because bag is, a lot of people are we are living in a hectic world today, and people are not paying attention to are not paying attention too much on the thing that I use to contain the stuff. So by giving them a bag as a present on special occasions such as birthday or Christmas, people would feel much more appreciated at it. Yeah, so let's just talk about me for example. I used to talk. Yeah, on the last Christmas, I gave my girlfriend a bag. It's just a small bag as a present because she currently she doesn't have much. Before that, she didn't have any small bag to carry her lipsticks and her makeup stuff. So did you use backpack when you were a child? Hmm? Uh, I would say yes. In fact, I would say all children in Vietnam use backpack. Yeah, this is because all of them still have to go to school and they need something to put their textbooks and their encyclopedia into that bag, and it is wonderful to have a backpack. Yeah, so in fact, when I was a child, I used to have one with with a design of a superheroes, and I would say that I love that backpack a lot. Right now, I still have the image of it. So let's talk about volunteer or charity. So do you ever give money to charity? Hmm, interesting. To be honest, I do not give money to charity, not because I do not like to help people, but that is because to me, money giving money to charity doesn't solve anything. Instead, we should support them by through actions such as like help them to clean their organization, or help them to to clean the road, clean the street, and raise public awareness. So, for example, last month I participated in a campaign in which my main responsibility was to run a fan page on Facebook to raise to raise public awareness about the charity that we are doing working for. So why do you think people volunteer? Let's see. Uh, in my opinion, the majority of people joining volunteer because they want to seek a sense of gratitude. Uh, this is because charity. This is because the volunteer stuff is the people who have to uh, can I call the sense of gratitude. So I think that is because people want to seek a sense of gratitude, in which they believe that joining volunteer and helping people will help them to appreciate their life and their living environment, and as a result, they will feel they will feel more gratitude in the future, gratitude, and they will gratitude and this will help them a lot in their long run, such as like their career or their family. Hmm. Hmm. Of gratitude, grateful. Fuck. So would you volunteer to help people outside your community? Um, Absolutely yes. I mean, if I had time, I would definitely take part in volunteer in my outside my community. Uh, this is because community. So to me, helping supporting the people in a charity group is not just about finding a sense of gratitude or feeling grateful, but it's all about making the people in that community better. And this is a true purpose of doing volunteer. So that is why I would definitely help people if I would definitely help people outside my community if I had a chance. It's volunteering worth the time it takes? Hmm, absolutely yes. In fact, I always spend for like at least one day at a week. It could be Saturday or Sunday to go to the charity organization to support. So, uh, I would say that currently near my house, there is a nursery, and I always spend every Sunday to go there to have some conversations with the elder, and and this this help them to alleviate the sense of isolation, since they have another person to share their thoughts, and that is why that and to me it is it is worthy to my time uh, whenever time I have a conversation with them, my I would say that I broaden my horizons because I understand more about my life through different aspects of of distinct people. Yeah. Okay. So, describe a popular person you know. So, so today I am going to talk about a well-known person that I know very clearly. Yeah, which is who is my mom. She's currently 43 years old, and she is a CEO of a company in which her products are selling trees in small pots. So she started her business about like 10 years ago, and I still remember that at the beginning of the beginning phase of the startup, she suffered from financial hardship, but uh, she was still able to manage it, and now she is the manager of like 50 employees. So the reason that I know her is because I am her son, obviously, and I also her CEO assistant. So uh, the reasons that makes me feel that that I think she is popular is because of her her products. Yeah, her products in which she always deliver high quality products to customers, and customer always understand. Yeah, and customers always receive the products that is match their demand. And another reason is because of her branding skills, and I believe this is the reason that makes her become popular. Yeah, so her branding, she is not unlike other competitors. My mom, she's always she là có mà đó. Vâng. Mẹ sao mẹ gửi con tiền đấy, con gửi đi, con mượn của Sơn, con 300. Gửi không mẹ chuyển khoản đi, không thì chưa. Không, hôm qua con vay bạn ấy, con vay bạn báo nó phong bì. Đáng ra là định hôm nay phong bì cơ nhưng mà thế bạn còn còn vay bạn còn ấy. Rồi, rồi. Vâng. Mm. Yeah, so her branding skills in which she know how to make her products and her company outstanding. Yeah. So in the future, I think that she would be more popular in not just not just in Vietnam, but for international, yeah, for international market as well. So what kinds of people are popular? Hmm, interesting. So to me, um, let me see. I think that the kind of people who are well known is are those who have achievements, who have career achievements. This is because, as far as we know, as far as I know, achievement is some kind of like a measurement of people in the society in society, and the majority of billionaires that we know, they all have achievements, and this is the thing that makes them popular in the eye of the in the eyes of the public. Yeah, so take my mom for example. So she is selling trees in a small box, as I mentioned before, and she got famous for her branding skills and her excellent products. And this makes the majority of people in Vietnam are interested in, botany, yeah, interested in flora products, know her very well. So can you explain why some students at school are more popular than others? Hmm. I think that is because of their wealth. Yeah, so witnessed various situations from not from from every level of school, from primary to secondary schools. So all of them have all of them have a general share the same common in which those who are rich will be likely to become famous compared to those who are not. So this is because the wealthy, they always know how to show off to the world that they are wealthy, even though they do not, express it directly. So that could be they bought a new phone, a latest phone, or they just sometimes they accidentally tell to their classmates that how rich their parents are. So that is the reason makes them, more well known compared to others. So do you think a popular teacher is always a good teacher? To my point of view, I would say no. That is because we have to admit that the true essence of teacher is to deliver their knowledge to the students, not to become a superstar or an idol for their students. That is why that popular teachers never, to me, is never a good teacher. So uh, and I used to witness a situation, yeah, when I was in my secondary schools. There was a teacher whose their major was in art. Yeah, so whose her major was in art. I think she was, gorgeous, and there and many students at that time admired her because of her beauty. Yeah, but she didn't she so but she didn't perform well when it comes to teaching to students, because a lot of us none of us understood what she was teaching. That is why that teaching. So do you think it's easier to be popular if you're wealthy than if you are poor? Mhm. Mm, let's see. I'll say absolutely yes, because if you are wealthy, you will have various options to make yourself famous. Yeah. So compared to the poor, the rich, they know how to express themselves to the world that they are rich, and that richness will make them popular. So for example, they could use their money to buy some interaction on social media, such as like increasing their likes on their social media posts, or they could, running ads to reach more people. So that makes them, become popular much more easily compared to the poor. So can you explain why some people are popular or famous for many years? And why others are only popular or famous for a short time? Hmm, interesting question. I think that the primary cause of it are due to the value that people give to the public. So those who are, who has consistent fame, yeah, who has consistent fame, has been famous for many years. They know how to share their knowledge to the community, and then knowledge are useful to that to the community, and they appreciate that. That is why that they will be long lasting. But when it comes to those who are famous in a short period of time, they are only, they are only known because of their not because of their talent, but because of their phenomenal or maybe their scandals, and this makes them, and this makes them well known by a small group of people in a short period of time. So so that is the reason. So can you explain why some people, actors are popular? Hmm. So do you think a 3 to 4 year old child can become popular? Hmm. Um, to my point of view, I would say yes. In fact, um, there are many evidence show that children are likely to become famous more easily than adults. So the main reason is because I think that those children, they are cute, adorable, and their actions and their words can make people, can create a sense of entertainment for people, which is why that there are so many, older people, the old and, adults, look for that group of children for entertainment. So take me for example. I am following a TikTok channel whose name is Palm, and so Palm is a 4 year old girl, and she is, I would say that she is an idol, the kind of superstar, an idol on TikTok because of her cuteness. Yeah, her cuteness and her unique style that to entertain people, and that makes her popular. Hmm. So, so describe a traditional celebration in your country that you enjoy. So today I am going to talk about the Cannon Carrying Festival, which is my traditional, which is a traditional celebration in my country. So, uh, the main activity of this festival is to take the cannon from the traditional house of the local community to the temple of it. And the meaning of it is that they want to celebrate it, they want to celebrate and be grateful to the god of that local community for their achievement against invaders. So this festival happens once every year on Lunar New Year, and men from age 40 to 45 will carry the cannon, while women will dance around it. So to me, and this is, I would say that this is my hometown's culture, and to me it's a good way to show to all the country, or to show all people in Vietnam our identity, and this will help us to be outstanding compared to all other festivals. So in 2021, during the peak of COVID-19, the festival had to cease, and I would say that at that time my nobody knew the existence of my hometown, because they only remind of my hometown, oh, because of the festival. Well, is it important for children to learn about traditional festivals school? Absolutely yes. In fact, I consider it as something vital, because festivals and traditional festivals are the best way for children to understand their identity and to identity in the country, and makes them to appreciate the values, the cultural values of not just their local community but for Vietnam in general. So take Vietnamese education for example. Yeah. So um, in so take Vietnam education for example. They even had their own subjects to teach about conventional things, not just about festivals, about but other things such as like the jobs, the traditional jobs and festivals, and how to celebrate festivals, so that children will have a broader knowledge about the general culture of Vietnam. Why do people hold events to celebrate? I think the main reason people, organize an event to celebrate is because they want to, you know, memorize something in the past. So memorize their achievements. That could be, their current achievements or their past achievements. So, for example, um, the majority of companies in Vietnam will choose to celebrate a huge party if their company just make a huge profit in that year. Yeah, but when it comes to festivals, for example, many of them are celebrated to memorize the achievements and the jobs of the god of the god, because they have helped them to thrive in that year. So that are the main difference. That is the reason why people choose to celebrate an event. So, do you think children like to learn about traditional festivals? Hmm. Let me see. To my point of view, I would say yes, because in my opinion, I would say that the majority of knowledge at school that children are learning, I would say they are a little bit harsh and hard to obtain. So having another subject for them to learn about conventional festivals are a good way for them to their motivate their study again, as well as a good way to let them understand more about of, the culture of not just in Vietnam but all around the world. So, as I mentioned before, the majority of schools in number of schools in Vietnam start to teach about traditional festivals as a separate subject, and this makes and their purpose is to make children understand more about their local festivals, as well as other other areas or regions in Vietnam, so that they will have a broader understanding about the cultures around their country. So, traditional festivals disappearing? Mm. Uh, I hate to admit this, but I gotta say that yes. Currently, I would say that conventional festivals are fading because of the rise of technology and the trend, and I would say that the trend of cultural exchange. So I do not say that cultural exchange are bad. It's bad. It's just people have a tendency to to find to to obtain something new for them, and and rather get rid of something that is, old and traditional, and festivals is not exception. Yeah. So according to statistics in Vietnam, the majority of young people uh, uh, do not understand much about their cultural identity. But but when asking them, do they know much about the international community? They know very well. They know significantly, and to me, this to me is a negative trend. So, do you think food and music are important for celebrations? To me, food and music is like I would say it is a must to every celebrations, every parties, because okay, so let's talk about food first. When it comes to food, it's people when they are enjoying the party, they will consume a lot of energy, and so they need something to recover that, and food and beverage would be the best options for them. But in terms of music, um, a party without music, or a party without music is like, it's like people without shadow. I would say that they must, go parallel. So I use I would say that I used to attend a wedding with no music, and the party was so daunting, and as far as I remember, all the guests all the guests after they used their meal, they stood up and they went home immediately. They didn't stay at the party to celebrate with the bride and the groom. So that is why I believe that food and music are vital, are crucial for celebrations. So do you think that traditional festivals are different compared to the past? Also, hmm, to my point of view, I would say yes. In fact, they have a huge difference compared to the past, and I think, and one of which is the legal system, in which in the past, the legal system, I would say, was lenient. Yeah, it was lenient, and the people who celebrated festivals at that time, they can freely organize anything. I mean, let's just say that my so and let's just say that my what do you anything. But now, as the laws become stricter, people must, obey the law to guarantee the safety of everyone. So that's so my hometown's festival, which is Canon Carrying Festival, uh, is a good illustration for this, in which in the uh, for like 3 decades ago, people were allowed to use for like fireworks, yeah, to use firework and TNT to explode, because I mean they used the real cannon at that time. But now, the governments ban the festival from using the real firework, and this is to guarantee people's safety. Yeah, and that is why that it is the main difference. So, so describe a new store and shop that just opened in your area. So today, I am going to talk about Hus Garden Shop, which is a new one that just opened in my region. So this shop is located in on Ba Đinh District, Hanoi, and its main products is selling trees in small pots. So the shop just opened last month, and I went there yesterday with a friend of mine. So the reason that I know this shop, sorry, the reason that I love this shop is because of their space, in which compared to other shops that sells trees, yeah, this shop, Husk Garden shop are much bigger. The space are much bigger, so and this create a sense of comfort for customers. Also, um, I do also love the design, their products as well, in which it is well designed, and the trees I would say that is in high quality because um, and another thing that I love from them, another thing that I love from them is their branding skills. So uh, unlike other competitors, Husqvarna shop know how to express themselves on social media, in which they not just create posts like every competitors do, but they do also create a video. They open up a live stream to have a conversation with their customers, and this makes them become, I would say that much become well known in the eyes of the public, especially for those who are interested in, in planting trees. So to me, uh, in the future, I plan to go there more and grab some trees over there. Yeah. So, what kinds of shops are popular in your country? Hmm. To me, I think that is clothes shop or boutiques. Those are popular in Vietnam because I would say that the law in Vietnam are lenient to this kind of shop, and this create an opportunity for people to open the shop and make money and create profit from it. Yeah, so profits from it. So how should it profit from it? So I would say that my sister would be a great example for it for this, in which she is currently running a business about clothes for women, and her business hasn't registered the register yeah, I'll say that her business hasn't been registered, and the local governments did not doesn't even do not even ask her and require to do so. That's why I believe that clothes shop in Vietnam are well known, I say are common. So why do young people enjoy going to some boutiques? Hmm. I think that is because of the rise in the trend of fashions. Yeah, yeah. With the many young people love to buy clothes so that they could post to social media and share it to everyone else, and this will make them become more famous. So, takes my brother for example. I would say that he is addicted to curls, and he always spend for like once every week to go to boutiques to grab some curls, and then he will post it online. So yeah, porno. Mhm. So, do you think location is a key factor that attracts customer? Let me see. In my opinion, I totally agree with this because uh, because according to many scientists and economists, location play a vital role in helping the shops, yeah, in helping the shops to become easily recognized by customers. So this is because when you are located in you know what easy way to define, customers will have a tendency to find you more, yeah, customers. Because I think, in my opinion, I would say yes, because location location I would say that I mean location plays a vital role in attracting people, in attracting customers, and in fact, there is even evidence in science created by scientists and economists show that shops with easily recognizable location are likely to have more customers compared to the shops that are located in a small alley. Yeah. So so I would say that my sister, yeah, she's currently running. So my sister again, she is currently running a business about female clothes, and her shops are located right on the street. Yeah, right on the main street of my local area, and this makes customers find her so easily, and she has for like you know more than 100 customers daily to her shops. hmm So how you, what is the difference between a small shop and a large shop? Let's see. The, I would say that the main distinction between small shop and large shop are the way they advertise their products. So, and to be more specific, the large shops will make their advertisement professional and more appealing compared to small ones. So, and this is, I think, obviously this is because of their financial resources, in which they have more money than large shops have more money than small shops. So let's just say that my cousin, she's currently run a business about selling trees. Yeah, so she's in order to promote her products, she can only take a pictures and with using her phones, and the pictures, I would say that is not very professional. But compared to, let's just say, about Gucci and Zara, when every time they advertise their clothes, they even run a campaign for that, and the way they advertise was so professional and appealing to everybody, in which people can recognize that, oh, so they are they are about to advertise and release their new products. So how important are price and quality influencing consumer behavior? So, hmm, let's see. This is an interesting question, as I am as I am currently a university student, in which my major is about economy, and about economy and marketing. So I should say that price and qualities, they are vital, they are crucial in terms of consumer behavior, in which the majority of consumer psychology will think that if they choose no price, that means that they have to receive no quality products. And if they spend more money for products, they have a tendency to think that they will receive high quality products. So And this is the reason that why that we see so many, expensive and luxurious brands such as like Gucci and Louis Vuitton. So I would say that Gucci and Louis Vuittons, for example, they are their products, I would say, are the same to other brands. Yeah, the quantity of their products are literally the same, but because but those products are created by a professional, yeah, by a professional tailor, and this makes their product outstanding, and customer will buy their products because of that. Okay, so why is cheap fashion so popular? Hmm. I think that is because of the price of it, the cost of it. So yeah, in which cheap fashion, they only takes a small sum of money from customers to get it. So for example, Zara would be a best illustration for that, in which on average their piece of clothes costs for like $5 to $6. Yeah, but and customers will and customer who are especially in shortage of money will be keen on it. I'll say keen on it, keen on it. And to me, cheap fashion is also cheap fashion are attractive, well designed. Yeah. So unlike the past, the majority of cheap fashion is like some kind of disposal of the luxurious one. Yeah. And today's cheap fashion are even an industry. Yeah. I mean it is a branch of fashion industry, and there are so many types of there are so many pieces of cheap fashion are even viral in a or even I mean are even viral in a short period of time. So describe an ideal house or apartment where you want to live. So today I am going to talk about my teacher's apartment, which is an ideal place for me to live in the future. So my her apartment is located on Bading District, Hanoi, and the size of her apartment is about 150 square meter, and she lives on fifth floor. So her building is is designed in a vintage way with friendly environmental furniture, and this create a sense of nature when everyone steps into the house. So and those are the reasons that I want to live and have a place like that in the future. And I believe that in the future, at the age of 30, when I reach financial freedoms, I will definitely buy one. And and talking about price, so the cost of her apartment is extremely cheap compared to getting a real estate for like 5 times cheaper. And also her location is one of the reasons that I want to live in that place, in which she is located in Bading district, as I mentioned before. And Bading district is like the the center of culture in Hanoi. Mhm. So what are the most common architectural styles in Vietnamese cities? Uh, let's see. That's a tough one. To me, uh, minimalism is the most ubiquitous architectural styles in Vietnamese cities. This is because Vietnamese people has just overcame the COVID-19 crisis, as well as we are having some like economic crisis as well, and this makes our demand for architecture diminished in and now we didn't want any buildings that are complex and luxurious. We just want something that is more simple and and cheap. I would say the cost would be some another factor that we consider. So let's just say that this building for example, and the building that I am sitting here for example, it is well designed, and the architecture as well as the furniture in the building is like minimal, which will reduce numerous costs. So what is the difference between an apartment and a house? Hmm, let's see. So, in my opinion, I would say that the primary distinction between an apartment and a house, that is that is the price, in which, in Vietnam, the price of an apartment could be 5 times to like 10 times cheaper than a house, and the main reason for the price, the difference between the price is uh, because the cost of the real estate in Vietnam is considered one of the most expensive costs in all the world, and in order to possess one in and at the current time, in order to possess a house, a private house, people have to work for like 60 years, yeah, to be able to afford that. But when it comes to apartment, they only spend for like 5 to 10 years just to get one apartment, and that is the main difference. And because of this, young people in Vietnam have a predisposition to live in an apartment in the future, right now and in the future. So what about the difference between living in the countryside and in the city? Um, in my opinion, I would say that the atmosphere will be the primary difference between the countryside and the city. Yeah, in the urban and pastoral regions. So this is because cities are the place for people to find career achievement, whereas countryside are the place for people to find their peace. And let's just say that I will be a good illustration for this, in which currently I am in Hanoi, and I live in Hanoi not because I want to live there in long term, but because I want to achieve my career to achieve my careers and to make more money, so that when I get old, I could return to my countryside and live and enjoy the laid back atmosphere and people around there. So that is the main difference between the countryside and the city when it comes to living. So what are the advantages of facility of the apartment and the facilities of the house? So let's see. Uh, okay. So let's see. In terms of facilities infrastructure for apartment, I would say that the price would do a lot, would mean a lot, in which in order to pay for in order to pay for furniture in an apartment, the price you we have to spend is not much, because the majority of them has already been established, and all we need to do is just to move in and live. And if we want to change the facilities, all we need to do is just to contact to the owners of the apartment and ask them for alteration, and the price would be not much. But when it comes to facilities in the house of the house, the price will be expensive. I gotta say that, because you will have to take care of all facilities and structure by yourselves, and and this could cost you a lot. I mean, in Vietnam, for example, according to many reports show that the facilities of the house might cover for like 1/5 of the price of the building construction in general. So what difficulties do people have living in the city? Hmm, let's see. So, in my opinion, so there are two difficulties that people face when living in the city. The first one is is traffic jam, obviously, in which cities, as I mentioned before, are the place for people to find their career opportunities, and not just one people are seeking those opportunities, but numerous people are doing so, and this makes the and this has make and I think this is the reason why there's so many people try to move to cities and live, and which makes the traffic become congested. So, and the second difficulties is because of the stress. Sorry, is the health, in which uh, the health. Living in cities mean that you will have to inhale more toxic air. Yeah, like you will inhale more carbon dioxide, and it is likely to affect your health, in which you will easily get some health problem related to your respiration, and sometimes it could be your brain function could be heavily affected. So, what can be done to reduce the stress of the city life? Hmm. Let's see. As far as I know, people should meditate for like 30 minutes to 1 hour every day to reduce the stress of city life. So, why do I recommend meditation, not other things to relieve stress? So, meditation has numerous benefits, such as like uh, stress relief, or making yourself calmer, and this will be the good remedy for people to cope with the stress of the city life. Yeah, and so as I mentioned before, currently I am doing for like 30 minutes of meditation every day, and when every time I finish meditation, I feel that my day will be much more easier. Yeah, will be much more easier than compared to the time that I didn't do some meditation. Okay. So describe an expensive gift that you want to give to someone if you save on. back. So describe an expensive gift that you. Okay, so today I am going to talk about an expensive gift that I want to give to my parents if I had a lot of money, which is a car from Lexus or Mercedes. And the reason that I want to give this present to my parents is because currently they because I want to help them to be more convenient to travel. Yeah. So my parents they are currently just use their motorbikes to travel to meet customers and to go to meet customers, and this makes them and in some rainy days they will have to hire a taxi, yeah, and this costs them a lot of money. So additionally, by giving them a Lexus car as a wish, as a gift, I also help them to fulfill their wish, which is to have their own car. So I plan to give this present to my parents at the age of 30 when I reach financial freedoms, and I believe that my parents will love this will love this present a lot, and I think that they will embrace me if they receive the gift. Yeah. So what do you young people like to save money to buy? Hmm. Oh, that's a tricky one. So let me see. There's a difference between genders when it comes to their saving habit to buy something, but in general, I could say that young people tend to buy smartphones, the latest version of smartphone, if they save enough money. So the main reason is because smartphones are the good way for them to show up to the world that how rich, how wealthy they are. So they will try to. So for example, my sister, she is currently for like 25 years old, and she just save. She just spent for like all her money that she saves up for like 7 months to buy the latest iPhone version. Yeah, and 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 she did that because she want to because that is her wish to have a latest version of iPhone to flex to all the world that to flex to all the world that she is rich. So is it better to spend money or to save money? Um, Let me see. In my opinion, I would say that it depends on the purpose of you. So let's just say that when it comes to education and health, it would be better for you to spend more money rather than save it because those are the things that will heavily influence you in the long run. And if you try to save money as much as possible, you are likely to receive poor services, and this could heavily impacted. It could heavily impact you in the future. But when it comes to other aspects, such as if you are deciding to buy real estate or an apartment, it would be better for you to save money because in order to possess an apartment, for example, you need to save for like at least 5 years just to buy it. So should parents give money to children? Um, to my point of view, I would say yes. However, they should, give them a small sum of money because if they give them too much, if parents give children too much, children will have a tendency to not appreciate the money, and they will try to use the money as much as possible, and this will, in the long run, it will affect them because they will become they will become over generous in the future. Yeah, and so take me for example. My When I was in my primary school, my parents only gave me for like $1 a day to have breakfast, and I would say that thanks to my parents, I learned how to manage my money as well. In which during that time, I would spend for like half of the breakfast money for breakfast, and half of them would be used to hang out with my friends, to go some coffee shop. So should countries spend more money on education or hospital? Uh, let's see. Hmm. I would say that yes, in fact, countries just should spend a large sum of money for those aspects. That is because let's talk about education. Education are the keys for a nation to train talented talented workforce, so that it could be they could benefit the country in the long run, such as like creating a new technology that other countries never create. Yeah, but so about hospital, for example, uh, it is crucial because it is crucial to invest a large sum in it, because currently we are have in right now or in the future we will have more diseases than before, and by investing in hospitals we will widen the capacity of patients, as well as the technological devices that could be useful to research new viruses, so that uh, they could prevent disease and protect the people as well. What about art? Should countries spend more on art money on art? I would say yes. Well, to me, I would still say yes, because art is the I say it is the soul or the cultural identity of a country. And if we didn't invest in art in general, chances are foreign tourists, will not recognize the country. Yeah, they do not have a mindset inside their head about the countries, and this will impact the tourism industry a lot. So let's just say that in China, for example, so sorry, in Europe, for example, the majority, let's just say in Germany, yeah, the government the government close pay attention to revive some arts from Renaissance period, and there are a lot of art museums in this country, uh, show up to the world that they are having some Renaissance paintings, and this makes them outstanding compared to other nations when it comes to art. So why can some people save money? Oh, I think that is because the tendency to buy more, to buy in which I would say that there are some kind of like consumerism. Yeah. So they have a tendency to buy as much as they can to satisfy their interests. Yeah, and this is the main reason that make them unable to save money. So take my cousin for example. He's currently an architect, and he made a lot of money, and his money, I think that he only needs to spend for like 2 years of saving, and he is able to afford a car from a luxury brand. But he's doesn't have that, because whenever time he receive his money salary, he would spend it for for his for his interests, his hobbies, such as like buying clothes or going to the cinema with his friends. So that is the reason that so consumerism are the reason that makes some people in society unable to save money. So describe a water sport that you would like to try in the future. So today I am going to talk about surfing, which is a water sport that I have a strong wish to try in the future. So, my hobby for this sport started stem from last week, in which I saw TV, I saw a surfing athlete on TV, and my interest for that sport stem from that time, derived from that time. So, uh, the reason that I want to, to try this sport is because I simply just want to do new things, to try new things, as well as to broaden my horizon. Additionally, I want to I want to take advantage of this to go travel, to go travel around Vietnam, especially on the coastal areas. Yeah, so I plan to start to learn this sport on next summer on beaches in Vietnam, such as like in Phu Quoc Island or in Da Nang. Yeah, so I think that this sport, although it is difficult, but it is also intriguing, and I want to become, I would say that semi-professional athlete in the future, and I could go to Caribbean countries to such as like Saint Kitts and Nevis and Lucia to surf there because those places are the paradise of surfing. So do you think it is good to teach swimming in schools? Um, um, in my opinion, I would say no because swimming in schools are not a good way to teach students to learn to swim because the majority of them are never. I would say that they never trans. The sorry. So do you think it's good to teach swimming in schools? To my point of view, I would say yes, because uh, students they are always busy with their study and they literally have no time to went out to go outside and swim in outdoor pools or beaches, and this is the reason why that many of them are unable to swim. So by adding swimming as a subject in schools, uh, students are capable of swimming, and this will help them to survive if they are if to survive and save other people if they are drowned. Yeah. So what kinds of water sports are popular nowadays? Hmm. In my opinion, I would still say swimming. Yeah, because swimming to me is not just about this sport is not just about improve the people's physical health, but it's all about improving the mental state in which this has been attested by many psychologists in which 1 hour of swimming will improve your creativity, enhance your memory, as well as to improve your mood. So this is the reason that makes swimming become well known and common in these days. So why do people like to live near water? Let me see. I think we have to date. For this question, I think we have to date back to the Stone Age, in which the majority of ancient people uh, chose an area that is near water because it helped them to thrive and to survive in to survive because at that time there was no technology. We all know that. Yeah, and technology, and we all know that, and they had to choose a different options to make them easy to access with water and food sources and shelter. So areas such as like a river or lake will be the most suitable area for them to choose, and that traits still affect our still affects still affect people nowadays, and that is the reason that people try like to live near water because they still want to find a sense of safety and abundance. So what are the advantages of water transportation? Let me see. I think that is big. The main advantage of water transportation is the price, yeah, the cost, in which uh, water transportation takes less money compared to other forms of transportation, such as cars or planes. So the and the majority of goods that is transported around the world are using this form of transportation. Yeah, it it optimizes the cost to transport, yet still guarantees the quality of the goods unaffected. So, what are the characteristics of goods transported by water? Let's see. Goods and cargoes that are transported by water usually share the same common in which they are heavy, yeah, and are unable to transport using planes or cars, yeah. So the main reason is, and I the main reason that they share the same common is because uh they are heavy, as I mentioned before, and planes are unable to carry them because it will influence the flight journey, and in the worst case the plane could not even levitate to fly if they let too much heavy cargoes and goods inside. So what do you think about people who waste water? Yeah, let me see. In my opinion, I would say that I am a little bit irritated about them because of their lack of knowledge about the water. So according to science, even though the Earth is covered by three-fourths of the water, yeah, three-fourths of the water covers all the Earth, but only uh 3% of the water are drinkable, yet only 2% of them, but we can only access to only 1% of the water is accessible. The two other the 2% are from glaciers, which we cannot drink, obviously. Yeah, and those who do not know this knowledge usually have a tendency to waste water, and I would say that. And I used to, become mad with my girlfriend because she just, throw a fresh bottle of water away. Yeah, and I blame her because she didn't, appreciate the water that are still available right now. That's so okay. So describe an occasion when you receive incorrect information. So today I am going to talk about a time in which I received a news from my best friend, which is she got pregnant. She got pregnant. Yeah, it is terrible. So, it happened last week. So, uh, so I vividly remember that day when I was working, and she texted to me and said that she had some she got pregnant with her boyfriend, and all of a sudden I dropped my work and returned and went to her home, and I would say that I was a little bit sentimental at that moment, in which I nearly cried. Yeah, I nearly cried. So, at first I didn't believe, but then she let me show some results from the doctors, and I started to believe from that. So, after 2 days from since that day, I received a news that she didn't got pregnant. She didn't get pregnant. In fact, it was just some miscalculation from the doctors, and I said my expression at that time was was irritation, because she yeah. Có, có, đi mà. Ờ, ờ. Yeah, and I got angry, and I right now I still get angry with her, and we haven't talked to each other since then, because that news affect my life and my work a lot. Yeah, I was even blamed and complained by my boss and my managers. So so why do some people not trust information on the internet? Hmm. I think that I think it is due to the lack of transparency, in which the majority of on the internet are are not yet censored, and this makes them become widespread, and because of this, many people find it hard to believe those information, because they do not know whether that information is correct, and many of them are picky in terms of the authors who write that news. Yeah, so that is why that various people, do not trust information on the internet. So what jobs provide information to others? Mm, Currently, I only think of one job, that is journalist, and this job involves connecting news and writing it for the public to read. So, this news, as far as I know, requires it asks it asks people to get more. Oh, shit. So what jobs provide information to others? I would say marketing is the job. Marketing executive will be the job that provide a lot of information to others. So the main reason is because this job asks employees to understand, to comprehend about the company's products, so that they could share the values, the quality of the products to customers, and this make this job become one of the job that have to work with communication and media a lot. So take me for example. I am currently a marketing staff in my company, which is about education, and my main tasks are to advertise my products and provide information to customers, as well as engaging in customer service, which is all the roles that ask me to share information about understanding for customers about our products. So what's the difference between email and phone in terms of providing information? I would say that the emergency will be the primary difference, in which emails will require less, it'll be less urgent compared to phone. So uh right now, let's just talk about my company. For example, we all we do some, we have daily conversation on the company using emails because it's convenient, and we have time to think about what we have to say. And but when every time, we are in, in urgent situation and circumstances, such as like our clients rush us to finish the products, we will, mostly communicate via phones, because it's the fastest way, and to grasp employees' attention, so that they could put up all their work aside, and solve the problems, to prioritize the problem to solve first. Which do you think is the best way to provide information, by phone or by email? Let's see. To my point of view, I would go for the former, which is using phone, because as I mentioned before, phones are the urgent way. It is an urgent way, and also, a fast way to deliver information to each other. So let's just say that, currently I mostly use my phones to talk with my clients, and my colleagues, because of its convenience. I mean, all I have to do is just pick up my phone, and call to someone that I need to talk, and then we will have some, chit chat, and or maybe conversations about work. And this makes and also, talking via phone is a good way for us to understand customers more, in which we could feel the emotions and the expressions. So how do people determine the accuracy of information? Uh, let's see. So there are various ways for people to check whether whether the information is correct or not. So, and one of which is to look for the author of the information. So look for the transparency of the information, in in which they will try to figure it out. So who is the author of the information, and what organization is responsible for this news, for this understanding, this knowledge. And this makes and another factor is about sorry. So another factor that people use to determine the accuracy of information is the censorship, the censorship of the information, in which they will, they will post it online, or they will use, some websites to check whether that website or that news are correct or not, and is it credited from any sources. Yeah. So those are the two aspects that people use to decide uh, any accurate information. So how do people make sure they're getting the right information? Well, so as I mentioned before, they will first use some websites to check whether that information is credited, or the sources, or whether that information is plagiarized from other sources or not. And they will also, check the transparency of the information, such as like who's the author of the knowledge, and what organization, what company is responsible for that news. And if and once everything once all of them are checked properly, they will start to believe in that information. So take me for example. I my habit for reading any news is to it is first to, scroll to the bottom of the website and to see the author of it, and then I will double check with other sources as well to make sure that the news that I am reading is not some kind of like copy from other news. And after every procedure is finished, I will start to believe in the news and start to read it. Wow, that is intense, man.